Hello, and welcome to another episode of Solo Challenge. Though today, I want to be a little bit different in that my audio is working. I can see that my mic is actually recording, so that's the first step. But second step, I'd like to explain my evaluation process. I know I don't always do this. Usually I play really quickly, and then some people get tidbits of insight. Every now and then I like to slow down and let's over explain. So first off, company selection. Terraforming coming out the gate with a lot of money, 60, most in the game, versus 47, so $13 more, plus a discount on earth tags. Let's say that's valued at like 5 different tags that you're gonna play. You could play 15, you could play 2. But maybe that's another $15 over the course of the game. Pretty solid. Now, Robinson Industries, on the other hand, isn't an out-the-gate strong corporation. Instead, you're looking for diversified income so that you can buy something for $4 and get that income returning. Now, what you really want to buy with that type of income production is titanium. Right, you spend $4, and then for every turn after, you get $3 worth of metal back. Steel, you're getting half of that back. Advanced alloys makes that even better. What you don't want to do is have to spend $4 to get a single dollar worth of income, because then it takes $4 just to break, or 4 turns just to break even. But you might be forced because it has to be your lowest production. Similar, plant production and energy are harder to come by and more helpful in the game than purely putting up your heat income in general. So Robinson, when we get to the next cards, we're going to be looking to see if we have any money and heat production cards to make Robinson more viable. That could be through cities, though they're not efficient, and a lot of other cards. So next up, we've got some heat production, some money productions. Not particularly strong cards, but could be interesting. UNMI, I often rate a little bit higher than it's actually worth. Just because it has 3 TR on it, and I like to go for the 63 TR solo challenge. Even if I'm not playing on that mode, I always like to go after it. And you can get 4 towards it by grabbing these 2 center preludes. But let's just check, what do we have in our hand? Big old space event. A nice plus or minus on playing some cards. In particular, this is really helpful in terms of getting ocean cards out, because plus or minus 2 is more meaningful in oceans than it is in heat. If we go to the next, we got space discounts. We got that ocean, right? You combine that with giant ice asteroid, and you're actually most of the way to kelp farming, which is really good for terraforming. But we also have space discounts, which goes really well with space events, sure, but also beam from a thorium if you had a Jovian tag. Now, we don't have a Jovian tag to start the game, so I'm not really looking at that. Instead, I'm kind of thinking Terraforming. Let's go for a bunch of TR, because that kind of seems like a theme to a run for me. Going for Giant Ice Asteroid, that's a lot of terraforming metrics, and in particular, I'm looking at those oceans. Adaptation technology, I'm looking at that plus or minus 2, and I like the idea of going for kelp farming. Bribed Committee is an earth tag, so it's going to be cheaper for me to play, so it's going to give me 2 TR, so that's basically 2 money income over the course of the game. The minus 2 points is the same as the 2 TR that you get from it, so really look at this card as a 2 income card with some upside in terms of having TR if you need it. We'll also grab Space Station because I'm a sucker for discounts. So let's start with even more starting money and 1 more card draw. Let's see if we get anything interesting. We certainly did get something interesting. IO Mining is such a transformational card in how you can play the game. Especially like if you're playing competitive, you can absolutely avoid, or you can absolutely double down on this card because it has a Jovian multiplier on it. And at the very start of the game, this is $8 worth of income. With advanced alloys, it could be higher, could be 10. And that's a good return. $8 on $40 of investment. I mean, come on, man. Come on, that's a 5-turn payback. And then you have an additional 6 production cycles of pure profit. And you've got this points per Jovian. You've got points for every Jovian that you play. I think that is going to be more transformational than going for Ice Asteroid and Adaptation Technology, because this is only 4 income versus like 8. And Kelp Farming, I won't even be able to play unless I get 2 more oceans after this. So I think what I do is I get the discount, because that saves me $2, and then I get the IO mining. I could have played Bribe Committee instead of getting the discount, but this is $2 per turn. The discount gave me a $2 discount, so that's the same, except I could still get things that make playing that card easier or better. I might grab a trash card here just so I can cycle. So this card here is still $2 per turn, but I could have gotten a card that made it stronger. Either Earth Office to make it cheaper, or money back on events, other things like that. Now, what I'm looking at is, what am I buying for my first hand of cards? Immediately, without even thinking to explain, I clicked Mars University. Every time you play a science tag, throw out a card and get a new card. That's basically a card draw every turn, though sometimes it can be painful because you have to throw something away. But think of it as like, if you buy a card once, right? Let's say I buy trees and I don't actually intend on playing it, which is what I'm doing right now. Every time I play a science tag, I can throw out trees to try and upgrade to a better card, not knowing what it'll be. And I can do that over and over and over again with the same card. You know, throw out trees, get underground detonations. Throw out underground detonations, get card Y. Throw out that, get something I don't need. Throw out that, get something I really, really like. Well, damn! That was awesome. I got to see all those additional cards. I got further through the deck. Those cards are now not in the deck or in the game. I didn't actually have to pay for them. I just cycled my way through the deck to get to what I was actually interested in. So that's what we'll do. I am going to play it right away because we might end up getting something interesting from cycling trees. But I only did it because I had enough money left over to go for Bribe Committee, which is what I wanted to make sure we played this turn. Just get a little bit more income based on increasing our TR. Again, we haven't done any actual terraforming, but because we've played this card, and this card, we have 6 TR. So that's really 6 income. If you look at this, it says +2 mega credits, but because of the TR that we have, we're actually at +8. All in. So pretty interesting. I want to limit the number of cards that I grab early on, just to make sure that I don't prevent myself from being able to go down different strategies. What I've been hoping for in these hands is actually to get another ocean card. Like Asteroid, great. Had I got an Ice Asteroid, which gives you 2 oceans, I would have been like, damn guys, let's go Giant Ice Asteroid, Adaptation Technology, Farming. That would have been the play. That's the beeline. I want to grab as few cards as possible. But because I don't have an obvious combo, like nothing actually gets to an end, it's a little bit of income there, a little bit of income here, I okay diverting for a turn and picking up Callisto Penal Mines. Now, what do we have left? 10 productions? Right? No, sorry, 9 productions. 9 times 3 is 27. Dubiously, I'm paying $25 to get $27 over the course of the game, and the money early is better. Like, I'm willing to give up like $10 on my last turn if I can get $6 this turn right now, a lot of the time. That is if I have cards worth playing. In this case, I don't really have many cards worth playing. I can turn $12 into a $1 profit. That's about the best. I may as well get Callisto Penal Mines to get 2 points because I'm really going after a high score in this game. I'm always doing that. And it combos with our points per Jovians. We get a point for every Jovian that we play. So if this is really a slight profit for playing it over the course of the game, and it's worth 3 points with a chance of more points from other multipliers, then you can see why I'm going after it. The other reason that it's worthwhile is that it's using my titanium. So here, you can see I'm going to spend 4 titanium. That's going to give us a heat bump. That's a TRX money back. And then I can turn around and spend this titanium again. So I'm still left with $6 left over, and I've got some return on that titanium. If not, I would still have 2 extra titanium sitting here, a bunch of extra money, and I would be building up to place Giant Ice Asteroid. But like, you know, come on. Efficiency, faster, better, stronger. More oceans, and critically, heat production. I'm actually going to prioritize the heat production over the oceans because Large Convoy is an ocean. So that is the second ocean to go with Ice Asteroid, but it's very expensive, and the value of this card is actually at the end of the game with animals. But we'll pick it all up. We will take our mole hole. Arguably, I could go for the titanium, or I could go for 2-card draw. I don't have any building tags that I'm looking to play, so I'm not looking at the steel. And the plants, I am getting 1 per turn, but really getting some greeneries is not something I'm focused on this turn. One benefit of going for the titanium is that it's going to help me play Giant Ice Asteroid sooner, which I will be able to use to pick up those cards if I want. And if I get a mining area, which allows me to get production, this titanium spot is one of 2 on the board where you're able to get that titanium income from. One drawback, of course, is that if I do get that greenery ready to go, I'm kind of locked down here at the bottom of the map unless I place another tile. So maybe we'll be looking for something else. Okay, so 2 things here are incredible. First of all, another points per Jovian. We're trying to get high score points. These are very flashy cards, okay? There are lots of ways to score points in Terraforming Mars. Huge, like, stacks of animals and microbes, greeneries and cities. Just playing science cards that have points on them. All kinds of things. The Jovians, they're expensive, they're big, they're bad to do in solo, but I'm trying to do it right now because I've already kind of started going down this path. It is a siren's call in solo to go after point multipliers like this, stacking them. In a competitive game, do it all day long because you guys don't care if the terraform happens in 6 generations, in 10 generations, in 20 generations. Get them multipliers, score the most points, especially with the expansions in the game. This here, this is absolutely worth it for us. Not only that, but if we can get some energy, strip mine, baby. This is an incredible amount of metal income, right? Again, it's like $7 worth of metal income, but also comes with the 2 TR. So that's actually more production. It's $9 worth of production than IO mining, and actually helps us with our terraform. So if we can get another energy or even standard project, that would be really good for us. On top of that, I could play water imports from Europa and start buying up oceans to get to kelp farming faster. I'm not sure that that's what we want to do. I'm not sure it is. I'm tempted to put down my oceans for some greeneries, but I really don't want to place a greenery down here at the bottom of the board. I'm tempted to go after black polar dust, but 1 heat production is almost as good as getting this here, so I may as well go for Giant Ice Asteroid. I could also just start the water import right now, but this is kind of like a slower yield over time play. And maybe that's good. Maybe it's good to slow roll it for a turn. So you do this, 1 ocean. I'd rather get the heat bumps, I think. Let's get these 2 cards because I'm not ready to put a greenery down yet. And I'll put this here. Dust seals or some power income. I'm gonna buy the power income now. Underground Detonations is a card that I mentioned by name earlier this video when talking about things I want to cycle and not keep. So absolutely, I'm sad to see that card show up. I wish it never had. Science tags, incredible. Oxygen, really, really strong. Cartel, money for Earth tag. We only have a couple, but my lordy, could be helpful. Let's go ahead and play technology demonstrations. Again, it has a science tag, so we get the benefit of swapping out cards that we've picked up. We actually got some good production cards here. We could do more card cycling. I think my goal this turn is to either get this ocean down I think it just is to get that ocean down. Because I want to... It doesn't quite work. I want to get this ocean, and I want to get building industries, and I want to get cartel. But this has a cost of 11, and the ocean has a cost of 15, and I don't got the money for that. If I play an ocean, I get $2 back, but I don't get enough dollars back. But I really want 3 heat income, so I am going to prioritize it. I will go ahead and put a greenery down for this titanium. We may live to regret that, but c'est la vie. And then I'm going to say that cartel could get better in the future. Building industries is good now. I know that I want it to help subsidize paying for strip mine. I need to find energy for strip mine, and that's now further away. But even if I had an energy card for strip mine, I'm hard pressed to find enough money at one time to actually play strip mine. So that's the reason why I'm okay kind of sacrificing some of the accessibility of strip mine now to get some money coming in. This could be 2 power income, not that great. We could do it. Natural preserve helps us get to another part of the board with our green replacements. So there's actually a lot of value in that. Not to mention, it can give us a excuse me, a card cycle. Let's go ahead and pick up a card. Earth Office, love to see that. I'm not actually that interested in getting a single point from Dust Seals, so I'll do that. Earth Office stacks with our corporate ability of -3, so I'm now -6 on cartel. So I actually made more money. I made as much money on discounting cartel as I would have gained by getting the production. And now I can play cartel and get an additional production from that card I just picked up. So pretty good overall. The fact that I have access to standard technology does hurt the value of water imports from Europa. That's something worth discussing. I could go for Regolith Eaters and go for some card cycling. I could do a really, really weak power grid for 2 energy income. And I'm heavily debating doing that because it would give me what I need to go after strip mine. But instead, I'm going to play Regolith Eaters and start getting some oxygen bumps coming in that way. And I'm going to hope that by playing cards like Regolith Eaters or Science Tags, we can get through the deck a little bit faster and I can find some energy cards. There we go. A lot of more Jovian tags. This is where Jovians become a Siren's Call. These are vanity points. These are things I want to chase after to get more points at the end of the games. Asteroid mining at this point is never going to pay itself off, but it would be so many points. I'd rather grab asteroid mining because $13 for 1 point, not so great. But with 2 Jovian multipliers, it's $13 for 3 points, and I'm willing to consider that for an investment of $3 in round 8, and then I can weigh on whether I want to play it in round 12. Local heat trapping, that's a hard maybe. That's a hard maybe. I don't have so much heat coming in that I think that we're going to have leftovers. But, in fact, we could also get Caretaker I'm just not going to do it. We could spend money on getting more... How do I say this? We could spend money... We could spend money. We could spend money. We sure could. I was trying to say that we could spend money trying to get like more oceans, trying to get more heat bumps from standard technology, trying to get more just energy in general to turn into heat to make something like that more viable. But anyways, I think we're just going to stick to the plan right now, get a little bit of energy, and play strip mine. We have $10 left, 6 titanium. I don't hate it. What I do want, though, is a card to give me microbes so I can get more oxygen bumps. Advanced Alloys is freaking sick. Electro Catapult is okay if you combine it with Harvest, and then an Ocean at the end of the game. Why not? Because we can still get money back on some stuff. So there we go. Advanced alloys. Let's go ahead and cycle. I actually am going to get rid of caretaker contract. I just don't see it being that valuable. Nuclear zone. I'm definitely interested in that. Lightning harvest into some frickin' sales. I'll sell a plant this turn. Just keep this momentum up. And then 9 titanium and $20. Even getting 4 income from power grid. 4 power income right now seems not crazy. It's half a heat bump in production, so it'll end up being 1 heat bump and then 4 more energy available for projects. At the same time, though, I'm heavily debating adaptation technology into kelp farming, but to do that, we'd need to get a lot of money back from placements, and I just don't have the cash. We can start trending towards it with something like water imports from Europa. And then let's activate that. We'll start buying oceans pretty cheaply, 3 titanium. And then let's get a nuke in this bad boy, right in this pocket. Tons of money that could come in handy later. And then as much as I want the power income, I also like 1 more titanium income valued at $4 a pop. That means that that card pays for itself and we get the 3 points out of it. Let's go ahead and get this oxygen bump as well. So rounds 10, 11, and 12. Right now, regolith eaters, right? Yeah, regolith eaters will give us 1 more oxygen bump. But we need more. Heat from microbes, I don't really care. Import of GHG, that could be helpful. It could get us to a break point. Don't get me wrong, medical lab would be money coming in and a card cycle. Actually, I am going to play it because I don't have building tags. I wish I had card draw. I don't want to buy additional cards for cycling, but I am appreciative of the fact that we're getting close to needing it. Because when I play this right now, what am I going to cycle? Probably release of inert gas, but I really liked having the option of going after that TR to get the 63 TR goal. But the 63 TR goal isn't something that's actually needed in the game. It's not real. Discounts on space projects probably isn't that strong either. That gets us into kelp farming. Let's go ahead and buy an ocean right here. We'll just expand into the most money possible. A heat bump doesn't look bad to me. I really wish I was able to pair that with power grid, but there just isn't enough. I don't have enough way of generating $5. I'd rather... I could have got the energy production instead of the heat bump, but I don't think that was valuable. I think you just get the heat bump. Space events give money back. Let's go for that. Money and heat back, and then we go for the comet. And business contacts provides us with more ability to look at the deck and grab the cards that we actually want. All of these are giving us pretty good benefits. We're going to keep selling steel. Let's get this. I mean, now I wish I'd kept my space discount, I'm realizing, but there's only so much you can do. Research for card draw and card cycle. This is actually 2 cards and 2 cycles, and then a nice loan to help accelerate us into this end game here. Let's go ahead and play this right now. Like, the right project at the right time can make a really big deal for us. I mean, we just actually got quite a few things, right? Microbes, oxygen bumps. Power grid is just not applicable anymore. Like, we are now in a situation where space events are giving us money back and heat back. Ooh, baby. I'm actually tempted to do another card draw by playing standard technology right now and actually getting rid of this energy production, even though it would have been nice, and seeing what we get. Not bad. Let's play some cards. maximize adjacencies for a minute. A couple heat bumps means that we get another ocean here. This ocean and this ocean pretty much seal the deal for us. I don't have any animals, so this makes me sad, but I have to play it now if I want to get the benefit of 2 oxygen bumps from the microbe card that I have, Regolith Eaters. So that works out. Oh, what did I just click? Did I just click $12 for an ocean? I just did, didn't I? What you can do if you misclick and you start an action that you don't want to take is quit and come back. I don't recommend doing this in online games, but maybe you can if you're locked out or whatever. But it can put you into an infinite loop. In solo, it seems consistent enough that you can just do it. One thing that we need to consider here is, like, I'm counting up the number of oceans I need right now. Right? That's self-explanatory, I think. But another thing that I have to be considering right now is, where am I going to get the last heat bumps? I have 2 coming up, and then 1 from the oxygen going up. So far, so good. In terms of greeneries, that's the biggest gap that I have, but by playing those oceans, we're close. Large convoy for money or for plants might make sense. Using my Regolith Eaters is going to give me an extra oxygen bump. So if I go ahead and buy a greenery right now, that puts us in a situation where I'm going to have enough plants for 1, Regolith Eaters for another. I'm going to have 2 heat bumps worth of production, and I'm going to be left with 2 oxygen bumps, a heat bump, and an ocean. I can go for 1 here. I still have my loan. I'm going to be able to win at this point, and we actually got Noctis City and pets, which is sick. AI Central is too late. So let's figure this out. I'm driving this for the points, and because having some building tags is very nice. I have gonna do the mandatory clicks of popping the oxygen. I'm gonna play pets, which is pretty discounted and is gonna end up giving me a point after I play Noctis City. I've got a ton of steel that's been building up. That gives us some plants from the placement. Adjacency, lots of points because it's a city surrounded by greeneries. I could grab half-point animals by calling this in and grabbing pets. I don't think that makes sense for us. I need to call this in and grab plants to try and get us closer to the greeneries that we need. And then on top of that, by playing that card, we got the 2 card draw, and who knows what we're going to get from there. So herbivores, how confident are we feeling right now? We know we need a heat bump, and I actually get a heat bump from playing Interstellar Colony Ship. So I'm going to actually do that now. Boom, baby, there's a heat bump. I got $54. I need to buy a greenery, and hopefully I can buy a city as well. But I need at least 2 greeneries. Just trying to figure out where I would put it. And is it worth grabbing herbivores for a half point, which will increase to a point? It'll actually have to increase to 2 points, right? Only if I get an additional greenery. I don't know. I don't think it's worth... Well, actually, I can grab herbivores. I can grab it. For sure. And then I'm just going to grab these 2 plants here. We're going to buy greenery here. We have enough money because we can take the investment loan to now buy a city. And as long as I grab a plant, I will get an additional greenery. And you can see that by putting this greenery here, I got the 2 plant spot and the opportunity to put a city here. I could have put the city in this pocket as well. Ugh, I didn't even consider buying the city first. Had I bought the city before this, I could have put it here, greenery there. That may have ended up with us having enough money for an additional greenery. We would have the same number of cities and adjacencies, but we may have had 1 more greenery, meaning 1 more point. So not that big a deal. I can sell this. It'll give us nothing. There's no standard projects to be taken. 63 TR, baby. You see it right here. It's only almost covered by my face. And then we get the additional greenery spot. Herbivores did end up being 2 points. So 25 points on cards, 63 TR, a couple of cities plays with greeneries. What does that net us in the end? Over 100 points, 107 points. So there you go. You too can play Terraforming Mars solo and go directly from 0 to over 100 points, terraforming the whole planet and getting 63 TR while you're at it. That is the trifecta victory on this channel. It is the 3 mandatory things that we have for having what's considered a good run. And from here, all you got to do is take this total score number and send it up. Just keep sending it higher and higher and higher. I don't know. There's like a pop song from the 2010s. Higher and higher and higher. Yeah. I don't know. Is that Nicki Minaj? Starships or something? I don't know. I'm really pulling a random place from what was high school for me, the end of high school. So aging myself for those. I said 2010. Jeez, that was basically 2010. Basically. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Sorry for this random trivia fact at the end. We took a little bit longer on this episode, but I think that we explained things decently throughout the video. A little bit more care at the start, and then that kind of tapered into some mid-level, not really granular, but like, you know, I think I talked about everything the whole way through, and not just saying, ooh, this is a good card, this is a bad card. I tried to explain a little bit of why. Let me know if this is some of the content you enjoy. It means I get fewer videos out, but I get higher quality videos if that's what people like. So just more videos or more explanations, you tell me.